All right. Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to Earth, where truth is stranger than fiction. I'm sci-fi, and today I'm literally gonna just talk about the founding fathers in the United States of America and why I think it's the best country on the face of the earth in human history. And I actually believe one day we will be the United States of the world. We'll be a global republic. And the beauty about it is that with the republic, each province, oblast, state is semi-autonomous. Literally, each state could do whatever as long. The only thing each state has to do, and it's not asking much, is comply with the Bill of Rights, the God-given rights. And when it says God-given, it's like proverbs, like the proverbial, like metaphoric. It's like when they say these rights are God-given, they are implying that no man can take it away. Not a king, not a monarch, not a governor, not a president. Nobody can literally take these rights away. They're God given. And just because somebody abuses something doesn't mean that we all have to be pretty much vulnerable and whatever. Each amendment to the Constitution or article and each amendment to the Bill of Rights is skillfully crafted by the genius theologians of that 18th century. And people like to think that these are just like some random ass dudes, but no, even Ben Franklin was a celebrity, a genius celebrity that would literally go even to UK, and he was literally like a superstar. And it wasn't until the revolutionary days where, it escalated. People act like this just happened overnight, but it took decades of BS to literally boil over into the revolution. Because at first they were just trying to repeal things, and then by the time the British Armada was coming into Boston, imagine a fleet of sails, the biggest, most powerful navy on Earth, military on Earth, coming your way. And that was the time they were like, okay, if we're going to claim independence, probably now a good time. It's too late for all that. And that's like when people say, oh, Trump, no, if he's convicted and all that. We were founded by the most wanted people. Our founding fathers were fugitives, wanted by the crown for treason. So, I don't really care about the little BS they be trying to pull, and that's why they do it, and that's why we see through it. But, off a side note, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but as I go along, I'll just make points as they come to me. But by the time, people got to understand the Revolutionary War wasn't just it's only a revolutionary war because it was a civil war where the separatists won. Like if the Confederates would have won the Civil War, they would have called it their Revolutionary War. But people got to understand there was militias on both sides, and that's how you got paramilitaries on each side fighting. One was loyalists called the Tory, loyal to King George and Britain and the Crown. And but it was corrupt. A lot of these fools were just hitting old rivalries. And came to be known what's called Canada today. Yeah, people don't realize that. Most of that Canada, especially during the War of 1812, the Forgotten War, I wonder why, it's when we went in there to pretty much get the little payback because Napoleon was pretty much, after we got our revolution and independence, France had theirs. And they even beheaded their king with a guillotine. Foof. But then they had a problem. France was always like monarch, and monarch. 3 different times they like did that little dance. France honestly hasn't had any good military anything since Napoleon. That's why they're subjugated. Every society gets subjugated. They want to make the men disappear, pretty much feminize the men. France, Germany, Japan, most countries of today that were a problem of yesteryear. But anyways, and like I said, don't want to get too sidetracked with this critical stuff. The United States of America is the greatest country on the face of the earth. The Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, all this was skillfully crafted. And it took them like 8 months or something, like almost a year. These guys were debating. They were getting heated. These fools would duel. Even Hamilton and, man, I can't remember the other guy, but Hamilton, this was Jefferson. Like by the time the third president, the elections they literally fought to death in a duel, and it wasn't until that point that we stopped doing that. We used to squash it like that. Okay, you got a problem, fool? Let's go do it over here. And then they draw. They could do it. They could pick weapons. You want to do this with a blade, or you want to do this with a musket? With the founding of the United States of America, and thank God, because they didn't do it like how France did when they got their revolution and bestowed another king and kept doing the same thing. No, these people thought ahead. So they sent us in a ship and sent us on our way. Like the first, and they did it for a reason. Like for First Amendment, why do we have the First Amendment? It's because time periods like the Spanish Inquisition and stuff like that, and plus remnants of the Knights Templar when they were being hunted, where even during the Revolutionary era, they banned assembly. They disbanded any assembly because they were all the rebels and revolutionaries. So they said, you guys can't get together no more. You can't protest. You can't do none of that. So that's why there's a difference from a cult and a secret society. Sometimes secret societies are good if you're in a Spanish Inquisition or oppression where you could get burned at the stake or something for your views. So that's why we put freedom of speech. Okay, and it's number one. You got to be able to talk, to be able to wage even. So, and what the second one, that one's a given. When they wrote the Second Amendment to the Bill of Rights, when they wrote the Second Amendment, the gunfire of the Revolution was ringing in their ears. One of the best quotes I ever heard, Masad Ayub from Wilson Combat. Okay, I'm going to give you credit. Greatest quote I ever heard, honestly. I was like, wow, that hits. The gunfire of the Revolution was still ringing in their ears. So it was still fresh. And they understood that, hey, there's going to be wartime all through human history. So they set us up like, hey, look, one of the main reasons, too, the first battles was like Lexington and Concord when the British said, same thing they took, oh, you don't need those. We'll protect you. Come on. No one will ever protect you. Look at, with the left wing, they want to defund the police and disarm you, and then bring in a bunch of, oh, come on, you guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. Absolutely nuts. That's why Hochul, the governor of New York, literally good for the police in New York. They said, you're not welcome here. You are not welcome here, Kathy. Now you need to go. That felt so good that she finally got the hint that they're playing these games. That good for the New York police. And it's a tragedy that that officer got killed. Amongst all the other, there's even women getting assaulted. And you guys want to be victims. The Democrats are virtue signal. That's why they feel so virtuous and how virtue. But they know what they are. They're naive. To sit there and think that they could just virtue their way out of this. They could ban their way out of this. So they don't truly understand the Second Amendment. They think they do. Oh, musket. They this and they that. They didn't know this and they didn't know that. Come on, give me a break. You don't even know what you are talking about. And I hate when people say that, because usually when people say that, they don't. But in this case, if you say the Second Amendment is for hunting, you don't know what you're talking about. If you say they couldn't foresee modern weapons, you don't know what you're talking about. These people were geniuses. And unlike Napoleon, when they had their revolution, they didn't turn it into a monarch. Shit, the general, the warlord in the Americas during the revolution, George Washington, literally was like, nah, I didn't want to do it, but he's like, we're not going to do king, we're not going to do monarchs, we're going to do a president. It sounds modest. Like, kudos to them. Full respect to our founding fathers. Sorry, these men they're presidents, not pastors. So get over it. He is without sin, cast thy first stone. Okay, so going on. What's the Third Amendment? People probably couldn't even get this far. They don't even know their amendments. But the Third Amendment, which they're all violating right now. They are violating all the amendments. The Third Amendment is not housing soldiers. And I saw them going on there saying, oh, house these migrants. It's an invading army. Just because they don't got camouflage and guns, they're sleeper cells. Yeah, there's probably innocent people in there. But if they want to do it, we have a port of entry. We have all this already set up. And the Democrats can't talk about rules because they just defy all the rules. They don't. They're not. They came in the country illegally. That's illegal, breaking the law. But you guys sympathize with criminals all around. You guys, Democrat Party just sympathizes with criminals. Period. So they want us to house these people who I consider a foreign army. It's funny because they say it's all about asylum, but I've seen nothing. When the women and children trying to come through, they go over the fence, but the Border Patrol will let the dudes through. That's crazy. I literally saw one woman and her baby coming through the fence, and they told her to go back the other way, but the guys can come through. Make it make sense. So we all know what's going on here. It's human trafficking. Look at that lady got busted flying those planes to go set up with her, link up with her clients. Okay, Democrat Party's corrupt. All that little party they had at the White House too, offensive, bro. They didn't have the flag center mass. They turned the White House into a crack house. What a shame. Shame on you. Shame on you. And so, yeah, they're trying to get us to house these soldiers. I consider them soldiers. All these grown dudes, all you got to do is hand them a gun. Everybody's a potential soldier. And they're taking care of them more than the Americans because they know America's done with their ass. But these people, they like respecting the process. They say they want to respect they care about democracy, but won't let it happen. Doesn't make sense. It's like taking a vaccine and trying to worry about everybody else. Hey, if it works, then what are you worried about? If that shit works, then what are you worried about? I don't want to say too much about that because we live in a censorship state like China now, okay? All right, the Fourth Amendment. What's the Fourth Amendment? Oh, yeah, that's why we can't do red flag laws in this country. You want to know why? No unlawful searching or seizing. Our founding fathers, it's like they knew. It's like they knew. You can't just go and take shit and search shit just because, oh my God, I think so-and-so, somebody likes Trump, so we got to call the cops, and I think he's a danger. And all the times they should have, like that one dude in Maine, that guy was already admitted for 2 weeks talking about hurting people, doing all this stuff, and they don't do nothing about it because it's the Democrats foam at the mouth when tragedy happens. They're like, yes, we can, because the Republicans thrive off of, and I'm in the middle. I'm neutral. I'm pro-American. I'm a constitutionalist, okay? But I've noticed the Republicans like facts, and they go off logic, and then the Democrats go off emotion and impulse, okay? Sorry, not sorry. I got brothers and sisters on both sides, but someone's got to wake up. All right, and the Fifth Amendment, what is it? Oh, yeah, due process. That's why they're trying to, you can't disqualify, even if Trump was guilty. And we all know this is a war. This is a war. They've been waging war ever before he was elected. You know what it was? Democrats had to eat their words. You guys, I'm 30 years old, so I remember everything vividly. Shit people don't remember, I remember really well. But the lead up to the 2016 election, they're like saying 50,000 times, even Trump or Obama on the phone on Saturday Night Live, like, Obama's going to go down worst president in history, but at least I'm going to go down as a president. And everybody's like, there's even collages where they're like, Trump will never be president. Trump will never be president. Trump will never be president. And then what happened? Declaring the winner, Donald J. Trump as the 45th president of the United States. No! Come on, shut up. This United States of America. I don't care. If we voted for O.J. Simpson, and it is so, that's the only democratic part of the United States is we elect our representatives. But we're a constitutional republic. Okay? When we do the Pledge of Allegiance, it doesn't say to a democracy. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Okay? And it says one nation under God because that goes back to the Constitution where they're God-given rights. In God we trust. Doesn't it make sense? Even if you don't believe in God, the principle, the proverb, the metaphor, the symbolism is still the same. Okay? So, our founding fathers were geniuses. And you could always add stuff, but you can't take it away. As soon as you take anything out of the Bill of Rights, it is no longer the United States of America. It's what constitutes America. All right? So, anybody giving aid and comfort, wow, by definition, that's treason. And you know treason is punishable by death. And I'm not advocating for anything. I hope I never get in a self-defense scenario. I hope I never get in some sort of domestic or foreign terrorist situation. But you can't be naive, and you got to do everything in your power to avoid pulling the trigger. Okay? No one wants to go around and there are people, but come on, we're talking about people who have families. I'm not sending my kid to a school without security. You got to be out your mind. Banks, politicians. It's so funny that even the anti-gun politicians have guns to protect them. Get out of here. The hypocrisy, man. Okay? But at the end of the day, I love the United States of America. Greatest country in the world, greatest country to ever live. Even at our worst, we are the best. Get that right, okay? And people got to understand those colors. The red in that flag stands for the blood of patriots, the blood of the people who sacrificed at any point in American history. Anybody who shed blood gave the ultimate sacrifice for people to go and complain. I've never seen people advocate for taking rights away. That's insane. You guys are NPC robots that watch too much MSNBC, MSNDNC, CNN, these legacy media outlets. And people talk so much shit on Fox, but they at least know the difference. They know that, hey, there's two genders. Come on, you guys are nuts. All the gymnastics that you guys use to justify your position is nuts, and America is tired of it. Yeah, they say 33% of people approve of Biden still. You know what that 33% represents? Is the extreme far left extremist faction who advocated for letting go of that guy that dismembered a body in New York. That, oh my God, they sympathize with everything. But if you're conservative in America, this is the tolerance party, remember? We love and all. And when it comes to all the race stuff, we love all races except white people. Racist against white people today. I've never seen it. Racism is bad at any direction. And that's why I don't like equity and inclusion, because even Martin Luther King, tell me I'm wrong. DEI literally hires off of race. That is racism. Didn't Martin Luther King, and I fact check it because obviously people don't know who Martin Luther King is or something. A lady tried to set his house on fire. Looked like a far left extremist to me. I want to be judged by the content of my character, not the color of my skin. And what does DEI do? It literally judges by the color of skin. Okay? It's racism. Literally, Democrat Party is the most racist party. They're obsessed with race. And honestly, they think, anybody who thinks the Democrats care about, the minorities, even LBJ, they fought it. Why do you think the Ku Klux Klan got started? Okay? They fought it every step of the way. And when it got to the 1960s where they couldn't fight it no more, they said, okay, they even killed Kennedy and they put in a Southern Democrat, Lyndon Baines Johnson. And his most favorite quote, as far as I'm concerned, is the black folk will be voting Democrat for 200 years after this one, because they had to bring them out of the fold. You're on the mental plantation. Anybody who's with the Democrats, you're on the plantation. You got to get out the plantation. Okay? These are the same people that didn't want to desegregate. They were the Jim Crow laws. They were the Confederacy. Okay? Do your history. Oh, and they want to say, oh, that was yesteryear. It's all different. All right, say that again. Keep that same attitude when you talk about reparations, okay? Sorry, not sorry. This is America. I believe in freedom of speech. You can say what you want all day. I don't care. I'm about it. I'm a real patriot. I'm a real American. Okay? But I'm going to end it right here. But anybody who hates on the United States of America, we are supposed to protect and defend from enemies, both foreign and domestic. There is enemies within, okay? And as soon as we realize that, we can regulate. And I'm not talking about regulating guns either. I'm talking about regulating, okay? We've got to regulate. And this is your chance. We try and do it proper. Every other country doesn't do mail-in ballots. America, because the Democrats, that's how they cheat. They're cheaters. They love it. I got my ballot this year, and it didn't have no safety seal on it. Looked at it, went to close it, flapped right back open, because it's easy tamper, easy access. What they do, they ain't got to do much. Get the ballot. If it says something desirable, well, even if it's cheated, like not even the right shit, the desirable, they're like, keep that one. But if it's like an undesirable, disqualified. It's not even that hard, bro. Anyways, God bless America with the red, white, the blue. And if you don't like America, you are the enemy of the United States. Peace.